Have you seen this man? His name is Voltaire. He was a French writer and philosopher. Standing tall at 5'3", one fine summer morning of June 1744, little boy Voltaire scribbled a letter to his buddy in the army. His buddy? Louis Francois Armand de Vignero Duplessis. Yes, that's a real name. And no, you don't have to remember it. But Tata Motors did. Not the name, the letter. Because buried in that letter was a tiny philosophical mic drop. Le mieux est l'ennemi du bien. Now, if I may spit the pan out of my mouth, this proverb translates to perfect is the enemy of good. Meaning, if it works, ship it. Tata Motors read this, printed it on a plaque, framed it, licked it, and mounted it on the factory gate. Then they ran with it. This one line did not just become their motto, it became their religion. Now, to be fair, this proverb does work in life. It's how I got my engineering degree. But Tata, they found out. Let's jump into the conspiracies. So what exactly is the problem? It's simple. Tata builds cars that protect your bones, but they push your mental health off the roof. We're talking about a company that makes crash test dummies jealous. 5-star NCAP ratings? Check. Child safety? Check. Structural integrity? Check. Tata's got all of that locked down. But once you survive the crash, good luck surviving the ownership. Because the real danger begins after the accident. It begins when you go to the service center. Fit and finish that feels like it was done by a blindfolded intern on Red Bull. Panel misalignment problems. Infotainment systems crashing more than your Android phone with 4GB RAM. AC vents that ghost you during the summer. DPF sensors that behave like moody teenage girls. And rust on cars that haven't even seen their third birthday. This is just another Tuesday for a Tata owner. Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, go anywhere. Tata victims are basically running a nationwide emotional support group. And the service experience, you ask? Picture this. You walk into a hospital with a fractured leg. The doctor looks at your x-ray and calmly says, "Sir, it will take some time. There's a part shortage in the market right now."
It's actually ma'am.
That's Tata's after-sales experience. They know your car has a fault. You know your car has a fault. But somehow the service advisor behaves like he's doing you a favor by acknowledging reality. You ask for a fix, they give you excuses. You follow up, they stop picking up your phone. And when they finally do hand your car back, surprise, surprise, the original problem isn't fixed. Or worse, it brought some friends along.
जी हाँ सर, ये रेप मेरी हुई थी.
Tata's customer service has become a long and painful gaslighting ritual. And no, this isn't a rare one-off event. This comes free of charge with the Tata ownership experience. So what's going on? You have a car maker that does the hard part right. Safety, crash structure, steel strength, but consistently fumbles the easy stuff. Button quality, parts integration, plastic alignment, software bugs, and oh yeah, basic customer service. This has been a clear and consistent pattern for the last 5 years. So let's go a few layers deep. Because what if, just what if, Tata isn't fixing this on purpose? Let's investigate. Let's start with the most obvious theory. Tata figured out that safety sells and quality does not. They realized you don't need perfect buttons, smooth software, or a flawless finish to sell cars in India. You just need a fat crash test score and a low EMI. So instead of investing in better quality control, Tata doubled down on cost control. Cheaper vendors, faster production, fewer quality checks. Less money spent on making each car perfect equals more profit per unit. What about the defects? Fix them under warranty or ignore them until the customer gives up. Only a few will make noise, the rest will adjust. This isn't about a bug in the system, it's the entire system. Tata's safety rating became its golden shield and everything else was allowed to be good enough. Because perfection is expensive and in a price-sensitive market, good enough is profitable. They did not chase long-term brand loyalty. They chased quarterly margins. And sadly, it worked. Until now. Because eventually, even the most patriotic buyer gets tired of chasing service advisors like it's a part-time job. Tata's passenger vehicles sales exploded after 2018. Nexon, Altroz, Punch, Harrier, Safari, EVs, they launched one after another like they were speedrunning a car company. But here's the catch. They never built the back end to support that growth. Cars were flying off the shelves, but service centers were still stuck in 2016. Too few bays, too few trained technicians, too many problems pouring in. Result? Waiting lists for basic repairs and service staff so overwhelmed they stopped caring. Internally, Tata knew this. They even admitted in 2024 that their systems were stretched. They said they were fixing the fundamentals. But this was after 5 years of knowingly pushing volume without fixing the base. Think of it like opening 20 restaurants and hiring only 3 cooks. You get great footfall and hungry customers. That's Tata's service ecosystem today. So why did they do it? Simple. Speed sells, hype sells, being first sells. Fixing internal messes doesn't win you headlines. So they chose to expand first and clean up later. Too bad customers aren't beta testers. They're paying full price for what often feels like a half-finished product. Tata doesn't just rely on engineering. They rely on you. Specifically, your brain's ability to ignore the red flags. Because the average Indian car buyer sees 3 things: safety ratings, features, and a price tag. Everything else after that, quality, reliability, after-sales service, is background noise. Add to that the emotional pull. It's a desi brand, it's value for money, and most importantly, at least it's not a Maruti. So Tata knows you'll adjust, you'll ignore the rust, you'll live with the vibrating glove box, you'll convince yourself the infotainment bug is a feature to help you focus more on the road. And even if you suffer, you'll still tell others, but bhai, safe to hai. That's the delusion and Tata counts on it. It's how they keep winning new customers even while losing the old ones. Because first-time buyers don't read forums. They trust ads, they trust social media, and Tata's branding game is rock solid. So instead of fixing the core experience, Tata focused on looking trustworthy. Because they knew, in India, perception always arrives before reality. And by the time reality shows up, you're already 3 EMI payments deep and arguing with a service advisor. Tata doesn't run most of its service centers. They are run by dealers, franchisees chasing their own profits. And here's the problem. Tata doesn't control them, Tata doesn't train them, and Tata doesn't punish them. So when you walk into a Tata service center, it's a game of Russian roulette. Some are decent, but most feel like government offices running on Windows XP and 105-year-old interns who have trouble paying attention to what you're saying. Technicians misdiagnose basic issues, parts takes weeks, and your complaints go up the chain and vanish like your PF withdrawal request. The dealership doesn't care because Tata doesn't care. There's no tight feedback loop. There's no pressure to improve. And here's the twisted bit. More problems equals more service jobs equals more money for dealers. So there's no real incentive to fix the root cause. They'll patch it, bill it, and send you home with cross fingers. Meanwhile, Tata Motors sits in its corporate tower acting surprised when customers rage online. Because the system wasn't built for accountability, it was built for volume. And you're just another number on the job card. For years, Tata operated with zero real competition in 2 key areas: crash safety and affordable EVs. Maruti, tin cans. Hyundai, feature-rich kings, but safety was EV options, either Tata or 40 lakh rupees. So buyers had no choice. If you wanted a safe family car under 15 lakhs, you bought a Tata. If you wanted an electric car under 20 lakhs, you bought a Tata. And Tata knew this. They knew you'd tolerate niggles, rusts, and broken apps because you had nowhere else to go. That's where the arrogance crept in. They saw rising sales and assumed they were untouchable. They didn't fix service, they didn't improve quality, they didn't listen because they didn't have to. But now Maruti is building safer cars, Hyundai is tightening up, Mahindra's gunning for EVs and customer experience both, and new players like BYD, MG, even Toyota are sniffling blood. Tata's monopoly is cracking, and now it's starting to look like that 5-star NCAP rating isn't really enough. Because when customers finally have options, they don't forget pain. They remember how you treated them when you thought they had no escape. Tata makes cars that survive crashes, but sadly they don't survive ownership. They bet on one thing: Indians will adjust. And we did. Until our glove boxes fell off, our screens froze, and our service advisor went missing. For years, Tata gave us half-baked cars with full-page ads, and we clapped like clowns. But now, buyers have options and memories. So here's Tata's final crash test. Not NGAP, but meeting customer expectations. And this time, if you fail, no airbag is coming to save you. Now like this video and subscribe to the channel, or else your next car is a plastic shoe called Bata Nano.
किसी से आपकी दुश्मनी हो ना, लड़ाई झगड़ा मत करना, क्योंकि उसमें अगर पुलिस केस वगैरह बनते हैं। उससे प्यार से दोस्ती करो, 6 महीने उसे इन्फ्लुएंस करो और फिर उसे चुपचाप ले जाके टाटा की कोई गाड़ी दिलवा लो। उसकी जीवन भर की वो ऐसे आंसू रोएगा ना, वो आपको याद करेगा हर बार जब भी गाड़ी में बैठेगा।